Well, let's talk about Amanda Bynes. She's officially free. Have you guys heard about this?
Who's Amanda Bynes again? What has she done?
Amanda Bynes, child actress. She was in She's the Man.
Is there a better one than that?
Nickelodeon.
She was on
Nickelodeon. Okay.
Yeah, Nickelodeon.
Yeah.
I'm gonna Google her now.
So, but I think her like last big thing was She's the Man, and the problem is that she started to become difficult to work with and became very erratic. And then it turns out that she had, bipolar disorder, schizophrenia, and apparently
Who doesn't? Everyone's got bipolar. I'm in a bad mood today. I'm bipolar.
You're 100% bipolar though. Let's be real, Joe. I'm diagnosing you right now. This is medical advice. I'm telling you, Joe, you're bipolar. It's not medical advice. I'm just joking. Please consult your doctor.
No, but this is somebody that was actually diagnosed, and based on her behavior, based on a lot of stuff, like this was legitimate. And I will say, having known someone with bipolar disorder and seeing how that can really turn their life upside down and the lives of the people that are closest to them, it can be a very scary thing, and it can be a very serious thing. And it sounds like for her, she legitimately needed a conservatorship, and there was also drugs and alcohol that got in the mix, which never helps any kind of mental health issue at all, because especially something like bipolar disorder, where you've got a high swing and a low swing, and it's like trying to stay in equilibrium is like it can be managed through certain prescriptions, through lifestyle choices. Some people just that are more on the high side of the spectrum, like if they work out constantly, like they expend a lot of energy, it can kind of help bring them more to equilibrium a little bit. And then, so for people that are on the lower end, having something that is going to be, keep them a little bit more elevated for the most part. But not everybody is able to do that, right? Like sometimes people just go down a certain, black hole, and they really need serious help, or they'll end up literally homeless, drunk, and on drugs, and doing God knows what. So in this case, she was put under a conservatorship. And this is a very different situation than Britney Spears. And my main point with this is the way conservatorships should be, is her case, not Britney Spears, but in Amanda Bynes' case, because she was under it because she needed it. And then when she no longer needed it, her attorney filed a petition to terminate the conservatorship. There was no fight about it from her parents, who were her, I think it was her mom was her conservator. Yeah, and mom. Then and then the court said, okay, you've given enough evidence to show that the circumstances that were present that led to the need to have this conservatorship are changed, and now you're free to go. So, Bree, what are your thoughts on this one?
I'm not all that too familiar with it. I honestly recently found out that she was in a conservatorship, but I think it's a good thing that they are freeing her and allowing her to become her, or try to re-become her own person after she got the correct treatment that she needed in order to show that she can operate on her own. But isn't it still an issue that she's still under a financial conservatorship, or did she get free all the way?
I think so. That's a good question. Let me see. I have the tentative order. Let's see if I can share this, if it'll let me share a PDF, because lately it's been a little bit wonky on that.
Okay.
StreamYard's not letting you share PDFs?
Oh, come on. Chrome has lost permission to capture your screen? What's going on here? Give me a second. Submit a request. Oh, what? No. Okay. I don't understand what's going on. Okay. Well, I will just look at it then, and then let you guys know. Okay. So I'll read it to you guys then. So this is the tentative ruling from just the 22nd. This was the date of the hearing. So the petitioner must state facts showing that the conservatorship is no longer required. If the court determines that the conservatorship is no longer required, or that grounds for the establishment of a conservatorship of the person or estate or both no longer exists, the court shall make this finding and enter judgment terminating the conservatorship accordingly. Petitioner has provided facts that the conservatorship is no longer needed. The confidential capacity declaration filed on February 22nd concludes that conservatee, that's Amanda Bynes, has capacity to give informed consent to any form of medical treatment. The court determines that the conservatorship is no longer required and that grounds for establishment of a conservatorship of the person, specifically of the person, no longer exists. So that's medical care. The court intends to grant the petition for termination and order the conservatorship of the person of Amanda Bynes be terminated. Discuss trust accounting issue raised in the petition. As the trust is not part of the conservatorship estate, a petition for accounting would need to be filed in a separate trust case for the court to entertain such a request. However, based on the conservator/trustee's response filed on March 10th, perhaps an accounting by the trustee can be arranged outside of a formal court case. There's two basic issues here that this tentative ruling went over, and that basically the court ended up just not changing its opinion on this. They said that the conservatorship of the person is over. So I think you're right, Bree. I think that they basically decided to end that one. I don't know if there was then a conservatorship of her estate, since she has everything in a trust already, and her conservator of the person was also the trustee of her trust, it looks like.
Right.
So it's not, honestly, it's not uncommon for anyone to for a lot of people in Hollywood to have a to have a trust and to have all of their stuff in there and to have somebody else managing things for them, because a lot of times they'll come into a lot of money and not necessarily know how to manage it, how to handle it. They'll have financial advisors to invest different things, and then so this seems like she's basically been freed from her conservatorship overall. So, but I feel like I cut you off, Brie. Were you going to say something else related to that?
No, I was just agreeing she's pretty free at this point.
Yeah. And it just sounds like this was a. So I did see that she made a statement afterwards too. Amanda Bynes did, basically saying like thank you to my parents and to my attorney and to all my fans for all the kind words, and thanks to basically thanking everybody in the process for being supportive, which is so different than the Britney Spears situation. So I think that like I said before, my main point here is to say that conservatorships on their own, when they function well, they are good. They are a good thing, because this is somebody who, if a conservatorship did not exist, she as an adult, could have been, at risk of ruining her own life because no one else could legally help her. Because when somebody is an adult, your parents, might try to influence somebody who as an adult is having some serious issues, but they can't necessarily compel them to do anything, because there's no legal enforcement of that once somebody turns 18. But and especially when they come into money and fame and power and all that kind of stuff, so you can really harm yourself in a lot of ways. So a conservatorship in those kinds of situations can be very good, so long as everyone involved has the best interests of the conservatee at heart. And this is what it should look like realistically.